Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the very first episode of my new tech series called Blast from the Past. This series where we take a look at some old tech, take a look at some technological history, and we're gonna see, well, for kids, this is for you, you're gonna see just what we had to put up with. So we're gonna be taking a look at things like phones, computers, tablets, MP3 players, iPods, even cameras if we can. And we're going to compare it to how they stack up today. And yeah, hopefully it's fun. I hope you guys like it, and let's cut to the intro. Alright, so starting off with the first episode, we're going to be taking a look at the second gen iPad, which is this puppy here. This actually came out in 2011, March 2011. So this is 9 years old. The first iPad came out in 2010, April 2010 to be exact. So happy 10-year anniversary iPad. It still looks pretty good for today. Obviously the bezels are a lot thicker than what new ones are like, but you know, it's still pretty nice. It's definitely thicker. It does use an old 30-pin connector. And yeah, it's got a front and back facing camera. I totally did that the wrong way. Yeah, that's just me being me. You still get a nice shiny Apple logo, which is why we buy them, of course. I'm going to run through the specs for you guys. So let's start with its weight. So it weighs 607 grams, which is heavy. It does feel a lot heavier compared to the new ones. The new ones only weigh 493 grams. Next up is the resolution. So the resolution of the screen, firstly, it's a 9.7 inch display, which isn't bad. I mean, the new one's only 10.2, but in terms of resolution, it's 768 by 1024, which is bad. Well, not horrible, but it's not great either, because the new ones have a 1620 by 2160 res, which obviously creams this one. This released with iPad OS, or I don't know if it was iPad OS or just iOS back then, but it was iOS 4, and it can only go up to iOS 9.3.5. So obviously the hardware has definitely gone way, or software I should say, has gone way ahead of the hardware. It came with an Apple's A5 processor, which is a dual core 1 gigahertz processor. And I mean, it's still okay. Obviously, you know, Apple does a really good job at optimizing their stuff. So it's not too bad. You know, it's obviously not as fast and snappy as an iPad Pro that you can buy today, but it's not bad. You can live with it, yeah? So it has 512 megabytes of RAM. Yikes. That's bad. The new iPad has 3 gigabytes, which you can argue if that's good or bad or not, but you know, 3 gigabytes is better than 512 megabytes. So let's just put that into perspective for a second. In terms of camera, well, there is a camera. I'll just say that. It's 0.7 megapixels on the rear one. I'm going to show you some display photos on the back camera and front facing. The front facing camera is only a VGA camera as well. So, well, you look at the photos and you tell me exactly what you think. These photos, you can definitely see from them that the camera's struggling to keep up. You know, it's just look at it. It's just adding so much noise. Even with correct exposure, it just can't handle anything. It just looks bad. It looks like an old flip phone or the original iPhone. Actually, no, those old flip phones were pretty bad. Let's just not go into that. In terms of battery, it has a 6,930 milliamp hour battery. The new ones have 800, and to be clear, the 7th gen iPad, so the new one that we're up to, isn't that crazy in terms of specs, and it's not the highest model you can go. So, you know, we're just looking at the 7th gen iPad just for comparison. And I actually do have a 7th gen iPad here. Let's see. So this is what the new one looks like. So as you can see, it's a bit harder to see the bezels because they are black, but you can definitely see it's gotten slimmer. Even with the case, you can sort of tell that it's a little more lightweight. It definitely feels lightweight, even with the case. So it's definitely, they've stepped it up, obviously. There's no point in developing technology if you're not stepping it up. So there's that. Okay, so now that we've gone over the specs, let's just see how well it runs. So we're gonna do a couple things. We're gonna do some scrolling, basic scrolling. We're gonna take a look at the camera, which I have already shown you the pictures of. We're gonna try and do some video playback if this thing can actually load a video and keep up with it. We're gonna try and play a game. I have Zombie Gunship loaded on here, so let's see if it actually runs and how many FPS we think we can get. It should be okay. Let's see. And we're gonna do some web searching on Safari and see how well it goes, yeah? Alright, so I have Zombie Gunship already installed on here, just for the sake of this video. Ooh, at least it didn't take a while to start. Let's go play.
Permission to engage.
Yes, thank you. Kill some zombies. Now the game seems to be running okay. The only issue I would say there is there's a bit of ghosting. Although I do believe the game always had a little bit of ghosting. And even when it was like, even on a modern iPad or a new iPhone, I'm pretty sure it still does it. So I'm not gonna hold it back too much because of that. The game's definitely playable. You can see just moving around like that. It's not lagging or anything. You're getting pretty normal frame rates. In terms of resolution, well, this game was never good on graphics. Now that I think about it, this probably isn't the best example. So, yeah. Although, you wouldn't want to play something like Fortnite on here, because it is just, yeah, no, it'd just be so laggy. Actually, let's see if we can download Fortnite on here. I know that's a bad example. I hate to say it, but that's what the kids be playing these days. So let's type in Fortnite. We'll actually see if it is able to download. It's a problem with an older iPad or older, just any old tech like this, is sometimes the apps aren't, they just won't download because they're not compatible with this hardware or this firmware. So let's see, Fortnite. Yes, I'll get it, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Don't want to be one of those. I've never played it at all, so yeah. Okay, and there you have it. So Fortnite is not compatible with this iPad. Hey, there you go, there's that. Okay, let's say you don't want a game. Let's say you just want to download, let's say Disney Plus. People like Disney Plus. I have Disney Plus, only for The Simpsons, mind you. See if that downloads. No, okay, so I guess that's a no-no. Well, we can always watch something on YouTube through Safari. Let's try that. Okay, so it didn't take too long to load. We're on my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content. Let's go play, if it lets me. What are you doing? There it is. Okay, so firstly, Jesus, a bit unresponsive. Okay, so we can only go up to 360p, which is bad. Okay, so let's see if, now the video is only going up to 360p. That's the highest it will let me go up to, which is bad. That does suck, because this video does, or is uploaded at 1080p at 30 frames per second. So the fact that I can only go up to 360 is just not great. So that is definitely a downside. I don't know why that is the case. It could either be a hardware issue or a software issue. In terms of speakers, they're not bad. They sound okay. I definitely heard better, but not bad for today. Considering this is 9 years old, I mean, you can't really complain. By the way, that band is Frostbite. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Amazing group of artists. Okay, so that's basically that in terms of performance. As you can see, it's not the best, it's not the worst. Guys, that wraps it up for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We got to see that the iPad it's not great, but for 9 years old, what do you expect? It's not bad for like watching YouTube videos in 360p. I don't know what you'd use this for. I mean, if this is all you have, then I'm sure you can make it work. The only issue for it really is finding an app that's compatible, since most of the apps that you would want to run on this aren't actually compatible with this iPad, which is a bit of a downer. But of course you can go on Safari and just watch YouTube if you want to do that. I'm sure if you can jailbreak this, and you can, I don't know, maybe you can work some magic with it there and see what performance she has left for you. But just remember, it is an old processor, it's old firmware. We're not expecting the best performance. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, hit that little bell notification so you don't miss out on the next episode. The next episode, we're actually going to be looking at a Nintendo DSi. And I got a special treat for the game we're going to be looking at on that one. So that'll be a nice trip down memory lane. That came out in 2008, so that will be fun to see how well it holds up, especially comparing to like a Nintendo Switch. And yeah, so that's it from me. I'll see you guys around, and peace.